The past year has been eventful for the controversial man behind Tesla, Elon Musk. Not just because of his high-profile divorce or memes, not even meme crypto coins. No, we are here to talk about the absolutely insane year his car manufacturing company Tesla has had, especially when you compare it to the year of the other automakers. This is why Tesla soared while rivals struggled to produce cars. Hello Musketeers, and welcome back to the channel. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bells for more videos like this. Are you ready? Welcome to Elon Musk World. For most of the past year, major automakers like GM and Ford have operated quite differently than electric car company Tesla. The latter had a record year in every quarter, increasing its sales by 100% over the previous year, while traditional automakers had to close factories, mainly because of the computer chip stock shortage. These results may be relevant only to the duration in question, but they paint a larger picture of the auto industry. They suggest that Tesla and its competitors in the electric car industry are threatening the dominance of traditional moguls like Volkswagen and General Motors much sooner than most experts expected, and an event of this magnitude would have a huge impact on millions of workers for one thing, and could also change the climate change landscape for another. Although Tesla and Elon Musk have not made a statement about the recent numbers, the reasons behind the said numbers are clear to see. It all comes down to two factors, the superior technology of Tesla being the first one. Tesla makes its own chips and can rewrite their software if something unusual happens, and indeed it did. Now factor number two comes into play, the global pandemic. When the market recovered sooner than anticipated by most car companies after a drop in the early months of the pandemic, companies like GM and Ford simply had not ordered enough chips and parts, so they could not mimic Tesla and rely on their own technology and in-house software expertise, because their hiring policy was largely to outsource said expertise. Although Mr. Musk has been criticized for believing that Tesla should produce everything needed, and most experts cited this as the main reason for the company's constant difficulties in increasing production, this year's numbers have proven that his fixation has paid off. And great evidence of this is the growing number of software engineers and programmers being hired by old-school car companies to design their own chips and write their own software, just like Tesla. In the future, Mercedes will make sure we have customized, standardized chips in cars, not 1,000 different chips. Mercedes will also develop its own car hardware. Mr. Schaefer noted, without naming Tesla, that maybe some others had gone down the path before. GM and Ford, on the other hand, sell a lot more cars and trucks. Both companies announced that they sold about 2 million cars last year in the United States alone. The results are in sharp contrast to those of 2018, when Tesla became the laughingstock of the industry due to production and delivery problems. Many of the production problems were caused by Mr. Musk's desire for the company to manufacture many of its own parts. Tesla has not responded to reporters' inquiries. As noted earlier, the company has not commented on how it managed to thrive in a struggling market. The company noted in its third quarter financial report that it has used alternative parts and programmed software to mitigate the challenges caused by these shortages. The fact that Tesla is more on its own also explains why the company has avoided battery shortages that have prevented companies like Ford and GM from selling large numbers of electric vehicles. In 2014, when other automakers were still arguing about whether electric vehicles would ever be viable, Tesla began building a gigafactory outside Reno to manufacture batteries with its partner, Panasonic. Now, that factory is contributing to a steady supply. It's still a huge risk. However, because they made the decision to bring things in-house early, they have much more control over their own destiny. Tesla's smaller size compared to Volkswagen and Toyota also helps. The latter two companies produce more than 10 million vehicles in a good year. It's basically a smaller supply chain, explained Mr. Melcert, who is now CEO of American Battery Technology Company, a recycling and mining company. In addition, the Tesla portfolio is more modest and easier to deliver. In 2021, the Model 3 sedan and Model Y SUV accounted for nearly all of the company's sales. Tesla also has fewer choices than many traditional automakers, which streamlines production. It's a simplistic approach, said Phil Amsrud, a senior principal analyst at IHS Markit, who specializes in semiconductors for the automotive industry. They are not trying to handle all these different combinations. The fact is that Tesla not only has the most sophisticated software in the automotive industry, but it can also update it, so the company can take any opportunity to reduce, simplify, or eliminate a secondary or additional element, which is why it can use fewer chips if needed. Of course, it could be difficult for Tesla to repeat its 2021 growth. The company is trying to grow its sales by 50% per year over the next few years. In its third quarter report, the company acknowledged that its innovative supply chain maneuvers may not be working as well as it had hoped, as production expanded and more chips and other parts were needed. Competition in the electric car industry is also exacerbated by incumbent automakers being late to respond with models that consumers want to buy rather than modest electric vehicles designed to appease regulators. Due to high demand, Ford announced this week that it will nearly triple production of the Lightning, an electric version of its iconic F-150 pickup. Tesla's pickup will not be available for purchase for at least a year. Tesla cars continue to experience quality problems. In December, the company informed regulators that it intends to recall more than 475,000 vehicles due to two separate defects. The first could cause the rear-view camera to malfunction, while the second could cause the hood to open abruptly. In addition, federal regulators are investigating the safety of Tesla's autopilot technology, which allows a vehicle to accelerate, brake, and steer on its own. On the other hand, the forecast for traditional automakers is expected to improve this year as shortages of semiconductors and other components ease and manufacturers become better able to cope. So, to summarize, why was Tesla so successful while the other automakers were struggling to produce cars? It was due to the innovative nature of the company and its drive to be self-sufficient in all aspects of car production, especially in the technology behind the electric car, which gave Tesla a clear advantage when a shortage of chips hit the market. This turn of events sparked a larger discussion that revolved around the entire industry and each of its components. To say the least, it's undoubtedly exciting to see how things will play out in this larger-than-life industry. Tesla's revolutionary technology could change the landscape of the industry and have a huge impact, but traditional competitors could take advantage of that impact and improve themselves in the electric car industry by developing their software and computer expertise along Tesla's lines, which would certainly close the gap between these competitors and narrow the advantage Tesla currently has. Tesla also consistently benefits from its relatively small size compared to traditional moguls. By making big numbers year after year, the company will surely grow bigger and, as a result, the volume of the market's demands will also grow. This will put Tesla in the compelling position of having to adapt to a larger than usual size, because the challenges will definitely multiply. That brings us to the end of today's video. What do you think of this range of possibilities? Will Tesla continue to thrive while its competitors struggle? How do you see it evolving in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more of Elon Musk World.